Welcome to the end of day one of Croatia Rally. What a sensational day it's been for Kalle Rovanperä. Was that better?
That was lovely. That was lovely.
I've done well there.
You're a true professional.
Absolutely,
a true professional.
I'm learning from you, mate. But in all seriousness, what a great day. Kalle Rovanperä, fastest on 6 from 8 stages, led all day. Amazing.
Yeah, look, he's done an unbelievable job. And the boys working on Elfyn Evans' car at the moment, then they'll jump on Kalle's for his service. But I think more than anything, it was really impressive this morning. But the key thing was, as we touched on in the previews, is he had a clean road. It was actually in the afternoon he impressed me the most because he turned up and the roads were completely different, and he turned his hand to it and was still winning stages, and he absolutely deserves to be leading this rally.
We spoke to Jari Matti earlier. Jari Matti said it was his best day in the championship. It was peerless, and he talked. It's really interesting here because Kalle talked a lot about the confidence in the car, and it kind of fed him all day, didn't it? He just got more and more confident. You look back to Elfyn, wherever he was, I don't know, 7th, 8th, 9th on the road. He was the absolute opposite. He's got no confidence in the car. And if you have an issue like Elfyn had on the first stage, it takes confidence all day, doesn't it? You can't find it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know we sound like a broken record, but confidence is what gets you pace, is what brings pace in the WRC. Yeah. And if you haven't got it, if you turn up at a corner and you turn in and you can't rely on what's underneath you, or at least you think you can't rely on what's underneath you, you won't commit to the corner. And the thing about Croatia is everything's changing all the time. The more and more cars that go through, the more polluted the road gets, and that gets into your head. Kalle didn't have to deal with that in the morning, but he did in the afternoon. And he did a superb job today.
And it was remarkable, and we'll have a listen to what he's got to say. We spoke to him earlier. He told us some secrets. Actually, he didn't tell us any secrets about his pace today.
I think we used the starting place in the morning well, and then just being confident in the car the whole day in this tricky situation, and condition can make a difference.
Any moments today?
Not really, only few ones, but much less than I was thinking. I was sure that in this condition there will be a lot, but yeah, I think we were actually in quite perfect speed all the time, managing the speed in the conditions.
That's Kalle. What a sensational job. Actually not a bad day for the Hyundais. If you look at the leaderboard now, they're a minute, Thierry and Oit are a minute back. But actually they're not. 40 seconds of that was a penalty for Thierry. He's a lot closer than what we're actually seeing.
On pace, Thierry Neuville's done a great job today, hasn't he? And we said it at lunchtime. If Hyundai came here and they said at the end of day one you're going to be second and third, they probably take that based on their performance so far this year. For me, Thierry Neuville has probably had the upper hand over Oit Tänak, particularly in the afternoon. And the boy's a terrier. He never gives up, does he? In the face of adversity, he just keeps on pushing.
Second, third, they're also fifth there with Oliver Solberg. A bit of a mishap in the afternoon for him on stage 6, where he had a bit of a spin and damage in front of the car, but otherwise really encouraging for Hyundai. Let's just catch a word now from Oit Tänak.
It's been a long day actually, and I mean since the beginning the conditions have been really demanding, a lot worse than actually expected. I expected difficult conditions, but it was more than that, and with no visibility, all the dirt coming on the road, and even we are having gravel crew, but so many places, after so many cars, it's changing so much. So it was really tough. A lot of surprises, but in the end, I guess we are quite happy to be here, and I guess still maximum we could do, and it's okay.
M Sport, difficult day.
Yeah, it has been a tricky day for M Sport, hasn't it? And a lot of it's been, Gus Greensmith getting away with that off the first thing this morning up on the bank, and Craig Breen, who actually said it looked like he was trying to avoid that water hydrant. He wasn't. It was a curb that he was trying to avoid. So, he lost a little bit of time there. And on the whole, it has been a tricky day. Adrian Fourmeau, obviously, that's a fairly expensive off, and unfortunately, that's the end for Adrian. He's not going to be returning to the rally.
Did give us a chance to meet Martin, though, didn't it? Martin the farmer.
Martin the farmer and his 3 or 4 cows and his cheese. That was a highlight of the day. But yeah, look, it is a real shame for Adrian Fourmeau. But I think M Sport tonight, that all the boys there will go away and they'll have a think about what they've done and have a regroup and go out tomorrow with a fresh head.
But it was, occasionally there were spikes of pace from Brini.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Craig's quick. Craig Breen's got a little bit more pressure on his shoulders, and then he soaked it up and he's got on with it today. And he has shown massive flashes of pace. There's no question about that. It's just those little mistakes that creep in, or the roads in Croatia bite, which they do, and it costs you big. And you know, Kalle Rovanperä had a great day, but he's by no means in the clear and gone down the road. It's a long, long way to go this rally yet.
Oh, there is, absolutely. And one of the interesting points about today is the fact that the guys have all used their allocation of 8 wet tyres. So they have 28 tyres here. They could choose from 8 wets, 18 softs and 28 hard tyres. There's no arguing with that. You can't trade some of your soft slicks for wets. You've used them. So fortunately for all of these guys here, it's looking like it's going to dry out a bit tomorrow. If it was going to stay wet tomorrow, it would be a real question, wouldn't it?
It's an interesting regulation that you've only got 8 wets. And normally, you know, when we're on a WRC, you know, the calendar tends to chase the sun, doesn't it? But occasionally the wet weather does turn up, and it has done. Like you said, the forecast tomorrow is that it's going to dry up, and Saturday and Sunday, and I think we'll see the soft tyres getting used because the temperatures aren't particularly high. But if it was to remain wet, then the boys and girls of the WRC would have a problem on their hands.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking to some of them, you know, there is a question mark of do they ask Pirelli to potentially bring more tyres than we actually need? But it's a big question. It's one that we're going to bring some more news to you on dirtfish.com. We'll talk to FIA Rally Director Andrew Wheatley about it tomorrow. So check back to the website next week and have a look. And what's your prediction? Who's going to be big and clever tomorrow?
Kalle Rovanperä deserves it.
I thought you were going to say me.
Yeah, well, of course you, no question you. But Kalle Rovanperä deserves it, doesn't he? He's had a great day. Elvin Evans, he's got some work to do down in 6th, and he needs to start scoring some points. So he's got a big day on tomorrow. Real shame that Esa-Pekka Lappi, with the most minute of touches on that big rock.
We've disagreed about this all day, Jenny.
I know.
Jenny feels that he was very, very unfortunate. For me, it was a massive rock. Even I, with my failing eyesight, I could see that rock.
I mean, it was an enormous rock, but the thing is, and this is the beauty of the WRC now, it's a sprint. You've got to go into every single stage flat out. And if you're not, you know, using every millimetre of road, then you're dropping time, and you can't afford to drop time in WRC now because it's so competitive. And Esa-Pekka, I mean, he just nudged it with an open wheel, and it was, of course, that rock wasn't going anywhere. It was enough to move it, but you've got to be committed. And those, I think, one thing it shows is the limits that you've got to push to run at the front of the championship.
You didn't need to be pushing that hard. He's driving a third car, part-time programme, bring points for the team, be the safety net.
Yeah,
what was he doing?
I disagree. I think when you get in the car, you put your helmet on, you want to go quickly. By all means, he'll admit it's a mistake. It was a mistake. He shouldn't have hit the rock, but it's not like he deliberately went out there to do it. He went out to drive that car as quickly as he possibly could. Made a mistake by probably a mil, 2 mil, and it was enough to bring his rally to an end. A shame either way.
You had your helmet on last weekend, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
We shouldn't talk about that.
Were you a millimetre out?
Where are you going with this?
I had quite a big accident.
Where are you going with this? I had a bit of a shunt. Yeah, I had a bit of a shunt. Stuff got bent, but it was all right. We live to tell the tale.
Enough of that.
I'd rather not talk about it.
No, let's not. We're going to go and get a cup of tea and maybe some supper. So that is us for today. Don't forget, dirtfish.com for all of the news, and we will be back on a sunny Saturday.